Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Ginetta eSeries of 2025, and welcome back to Perfect Acceleration Sim Racing for the final time, at least this season, in the Ginetta eSeries. Yes, myself, Jack Werrell, will run you through all of the action once again this evening. Tom O'Farrell, hard at work in the director's booth, keeping us up to date with all of the action. Our series organiser is Mick Sutton, of course, and our race director and safety car driver, and I'm hoping for the first time this season we don't see him out on circuit. It is Peter Cornelius. Here at Brands Hatch. So, as really expected, as we normally see towards the tail end of a Perfect Acceleration Sim Racing calendar, we do find ourselves at Brands Hatch once again. This time on the GP layouts. We were at Zandvoort last week, Alton Park the week before, Croft the week before it all kicked off at Donington Park on the 4th of September, so almost a full month ago. So we've really ticked through those rounds. In terms of what the drivers have been fighting for week in, week out, trying to get as many points as possible. Points and prizes awarded per class, as it says. If you win the scholarship class, maybe, you receive the free entry to the Ginetta Scholarship held in 2025. Still twists and turns in the tail, we're hearing. The first place driver in the All-Comers class receives a Ginetta factory tour and sim track session, so you get to see where every single Ginetta rolls off the production line and heads out for an illustrious career in racing. Let's see how close drivers are. Some of the drivers have already secured these positions. So Gabriel Norse, he is your scholarship champion on 291 points. William Johnson on 216 points, almost your vice champion. He's almost got that locked in, but Luke Armstrong could put pay to that towards the end of this evening. Riley Pogue sits there in 4th place on 157 points. Jacob Armour rounds out your top 5 in the scholarship class. For the All-Comers class, Charlie Devlin was crowned champion a week ago on 243 points. Albert Henriksen Bell just ahead of Nathan Williams, only 2 points separating them, both of them having a week off, so everything to play for those vice champion honours here at Brands Hatch. Jake Critchley on 136 points, only 9 points clear of Callum Williams on 127. You look back from there, Sean Duffy on 122, Finlay Lyons on 121, Jacob Ellis on 120. It all gets very close indeed. Drivers still fighting over those final positions inside the top 10. Plenty to look forward to. We are running the Cup format this evening as well for the final time this season, as you would expect. We tried it at Alton Park, went very well indeed. So not only did you have your championship battles in class and your overall positional battles, you had the Cup battles as well. So there are points and prizes to be made throughout the evening for the Cup drivers. Of course, a massive thank you to our sponsors, 2F Media Productions, Road Tax Martin, of course, Perfect Acceleration Sim Racing, and Mon Grip Monte Carlo, as we have mentioned, and Per Cup Coffee. Qualifying, I believe, is already underway, already rattling into this first session. Yes, we are. Who's at the top? Nathan Williams, 1 minute 48.3 exactly. Sean Duffy right the way towards the top of the order, only 38 thousandths away. Charlie Devlin, only 89 thousandths away. On a circuit that is very top three by less than a tenth of a second. It's very, very impressive indeed. There is Andrew Bailey joining us for this final round. It's very pretty indeed. We're not going to miss it. Bright yellow. So Andy undoubtedly will be making sure he captures as much of the action this evening as possible. It's been a good opening lap, 1.4 seconds away. Luke Armstrong struggling in the early stages, it would seem. On the exit of Paddock Hill Bend, he finds himself pointing backwards, but gets the car back going once again. Luke Armstrong, however, having just set that provisional pole time, found himself making a mistake, but a 1:47.493, 8 tenths quicker than Nathan Williams. I was going to say, Nathan Williams on his previous provisional pole time, 2.43 miles, the Brands Hatch GP circuit, and we had 3 drivers separated by 89 thousandths of a second. Nathan Williams struggling to find a free piece of circuit, armfuls of opposite lock, just to try and get the car back under his spell, almost forced onto the grass. I think that's Leon Olakoju that is sat on his outside. Over the start-finish line, it will be slightly quicker for Nathan Williams. He's still got a lot of work to do. Very wide is Leon Olakoju, so he will eventually rejoin the circuit, albeit that will be the rest of this lap that he'll have to make up for. Going towards Graham Hill Bend goes Nathan. He will be hoping for a really good qualifying because his championship rival Albert Henriksen Bell is 1.1 seconds away. Down there in 10th place. Got a lot of work to do if he wants to pick up that extra time. He's now working as much as possible with, I believe that is Charlie Devlin that's just sat in front of him as they head down Pilgrim's Drop up towards Hawthorne Bend. It is indeed Charlie Devlin that's just up the road. For those two clearly had that conversation, or Albert has just left the pit lane at exactly the right time to maximise the benefit of the aerodynamic assistance with which he will receive through the woodland section of the circuit, through Westfield, down through Dingle Dell, in towards Sheen Curve, blind apex just down the one gear, using every inch of circuit available. Down into third once more, use the camera of the circuit to hook the car in, and then back on the throttle as early as possible. Try not to run wide, it's a tricky job to do that. In towards Clark Curve through clearways. And then just slightly wide of the apex, having to lift out of the throttle to manage the understeer, just a nibble at the grass as well. So Albert Henriksen Bell, he's given up a bit of time there through the final corner. We'll just be hoping for a nice clear evening. Charlie Devlin goes top, Albert Henriksen Bell goes second. So Charlie Devlin goes to the top of the times, 1 minute 46.484. Albert Henriksen Bell follows suit up onto the outside of the front row, albeit momentarily, because Nathan Williams crosses the line now and posts a 1 minute 46.964, so he's the best part of half a second away from Charlie Devlin. But Albert Henriksen Bell, all of a sudden his fortunes have turned and he's back onto the coattails of Nathan Williams. Let's see what's going to happen this evening in the final fight for that vice championship position. Lucas Chatterton, who had quite a busy round at Zandvoort, to be honest. Over the start-finish line, he will come looking to improve upon that time. You'd imagine he will. Over the start-finish line, he does improve, 1 minute 49.509. Still maybe a bit more time to find. Jake Critchley rejoins the circuit after having a very gravelly moment. Long, long way off the circuit. Almost ended up in the Alewoods Bar and Restaurant by the looks. But through Druids, back down the hill. There is Gabriel Norse, your scholarship champion. He'll be looking for maybe other avenues into his real-world motorsport endeavours throughout the future. In towards the very quick left-hander at Surtees, but it's such a late apex. You tend to apex where that white line crosses the circuit. That's normally where you need to be meeting the curb, because you can get straight back on the throttle and let the car wash out wide over the curb and carry that extra momentum all the way down Pilgrimage Drop through Hawthorne. Right on board with Gabriel through here. up into 6th gear, down into 5th, on the throttle as early as you dare, but you don't want to oversteer, managing the understeer. Along the Derek Gunter straight, through Westfield. Again, such a rewarding corner when you get it right. Nice, quick and clean through there for Gabriel Norse. In towards Sheen Curve, bucketfuls of oversteer, manages to get the car back under his spell. Looked brilliant, but unsure whether it will have helped this time. Now along clearways will go Gabriel Norse, looking for at least a bit more time. He will get to the line to go on to one final lap, so don't rule him out here. He's got 8.9 seconds to find to get anywhere near pole position, but going off his performance at Zandvoort with an outright race win and 2 class wins to his name, showing exactly why he is the Ginetta eSeries 2025 scholarship champion. With a big old moment, Gabriel Norse goes onto the inside of the second row of the grid, only 7/10 away. So over the start-finish line, he's gone and posted a 1 minute 47.149. Gabriel Norse, what a brilliant lap, and he gets one more. Albert Henriksen Bell still sat in the wheel tracks of Charlie Devlin. Nathan Williams lights ablaze underneath the vehicle bridge and down Pilgrim's Drop. Andrew Bailey towards the line. This has been a really good debut qualifying session for him. Can he improve yet further? Over the start-finish line, has to settle for 10th place for now, albeit Callum Williams has already crossed the start-finish line and hasn't improved upon his time. So Andrew Bailey somewhat safe in 10th place for now, at least in qualifying. Let's see what he can do throughout the race. The next car to come to the line will in fact be Charlie Devlin. He's just going through Sheen Curve and then in towards Sterling's. Through Sterling's goes Charlie Devlin, still with Albert Henriksen Bell in tow. Nathan Williams sat off the tail of that little duo through clearways and the final corner at Clark Curve. So tricky to get Clark Curve right. If you wash wide, you just dip a wheel into the gravel. It costs you so much time, but Albert Henriksen Bell isn't going to improve. Neither is Charlie Devlin. Nathan Williams into the pit lane. He will take pole position in qualifying here at Brands Hatch, unless Gabriel Norse can do anything about him. Over the start-finish line now comes Jonty Restrick. Got a bit of time to find. 3/10 would just about gain him a position over the start-finish line. 1:49.344 isn't exactly what Jonty was looking for, having posted a 1:48.8 earlier on in the session. Sean Duffy into the pit lane. So too is Harry Ellis. But Nathan Williams, he posted that time earlier on in the session, and that was enough to keep him on pole position. As soon as he saw Charlie Devlin and Albert Henriksen Bell peel into the pit lane, he realised he didn't need to carry on. Here comes Luca Erdos. Can he improve upon his time? Luca on a 48.569, breaks the beam, and I think that was an outlap from Luca. So he gets another lap at least to his name. Jake Critchley not improving. Out to the final corner comes Andrew Bailey. He won't be completing this lap, so he has opted to bring that car into the pit lane. And then I think that is pretty much everybody. Callum Williams has crossed the line, so he'll be peeling into the pit lane. And I think that will be it. But Jacob Ellis joins us in the commentary box. Jacob, it's been a busy season, at least from the outside looking in, and it looks like there's maybe more to look forward to tonight. Yeah,
I mean, I've got to be honest, it is quite scary because there's quite a lot of corners that, you know, some people might make mistakes, and yeah. It's my first time on the interview, so I'm a little nervous, if that's okay.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Still get nervous before commentaries myself, so you're not alone there.
That makes sense.
When it comes to Brands Hatch, it's a proper sort of classic British circuit. So much undulation, but if you make a mistake, you're either into gravel or on the grass, and the walls approach quite quickly.
Yeah,
as you said, there's plenty of opportunity to make mistakes, and tonight, obviously, there's still maybe not the actual champions to be decided, but championship positions. So there's going to be drivers racing left, right, and centre, and somehow you've got to pick your way between that.
Yeah. That is very true. I mean, at the first, I kind of did start a little bit, you know, in the, you know, not in like very like high category, but I just worked my way up, and I learned from my mistakes in JSCC season last year, and I just focused on mistakes, and I powered through, and I think I'm doing a lot better now than I did before.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, qualifying shows it. Brilliant qualifying from yourself. At least looking to the future. Never mind tonight, but plans maybe towards the end of this year or into next year. Is there anything on the radar?
Yeah, I don't really know, because I'm not that. I can't really get into motorsport. I mean, I can, but I don't really have the money at the moment, and I'm looking for sponsorships and all that sort of thing. But I say that the Ginetta series has been really fun, and I appreciate what you guys have done. It's an amazing series. It's great for people that are just starting out and want to learn about motorsport and learn about what it is like in real life. Like, it's a great trainer in my opinion, and I'm very proud of that.
No, it's brilliant to have you, and yeah, thank you so much for your kind words. I wish you the best of luck this evening, and keep doing what you're doing, and you've got a bright future ahead, Jacob. So best of luck for tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
So great to chat to you, Jacob Ellis. Leon Olakoju joins us in the commentary box as well. Leon, a similar question to you. It's been a very busy season. Zandvoort looked quite busy as well. But Brands Hatch, there's so much going on just throughout the circuit itself. Never mind a field of 20 plus cars. It's going to be a busy night.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to fight your way through, but, we're all in the same boat here, and, we all have to fight our way through and just make sure we all keep it clean.
And in terms of the race 1 to race 2, obviously race 1 sets the grid for race 2. So there's nothing like a reverse grid strategy or anything like that. So all the work you do in race 1 will come back and pay you back in race 2. So what's the plan really? Is it just sort of all out pace and see what you can do, capitalise on the mistakes around you?
I mean, I'm just going to, the first couple laps, hold back and see what happens, and push on from there and see how high I can get for race 2.
And still well and truly there in the championship as well. Currently sat in 8th place. Mathematically, you could get as high as 4th if you score some mega points tonight. So is that something you think about, or do you just go out there and see what you can do at the time?
I mean, I'm always thinking about the best result I can get, but I'm hoping I can, get some good results today and hopefully move up my position in the championship.
Great stuff. Well, it was great to chat, Leon. Best of luck for tonight, and hopefully we can chat to you again later on.
Yep, thank you.
So good to chat to both that of Jacob Ellis and Leon Olakoju. Before we get into the action this evening, again, another massive thank you to the sponsors that make this all possible, and of course Ginetta for their backing throughout this season. But we'll quickly head to some ads before we're back with you for race number 1. So welcome back to the grid at Brands Hatch for everybody barring one. I'm hearing. I heard Andrew Bailey has got maybe a pre-race ritual that he needs to just complete prior to his attendance of race number 1. So hopefully that can be done so in a timely manner and he can join us on the grid. But Nathan Williams will be lining up on pole position for the penultimate time this year. Charlie Devlin will line up alongside Gabriel Norse on the inside of row 2. Albert Henriksen Bell alongside. 6 red lights for the first time this evening. As the lights go out, we'll go racing for the penultimate time this season. Out go the lights. Scotty O'Connor picks up a drive-through penalty for jumping start. Nathan Williams will lead the field into turn 1. It's a good start, a good second phase from Charlie Devlin. That will put him on the outside in towards Paddock Kilben. That's a risky place to put your car, but at the compression it will pull the front axle round, which it does. Still side by side up towards Druids. Charlie Devlin will remain on the outside if he can hold it. By the time we arrive at Graham Hill Bend, he could still be in with a chance of taking the lead, but a slight elbow wide puts him onto the grass. He will drop first place, he will drop second place, down into third for Charlie Devlin. Gabriel Norse up into second place. So Nathan Williams leads from Gabriel Norse, Charlie Devlin, Albert Henriksen Bell and Luke Armstrong. There's 4 5 wide in the background as the field fan out. Charlie Devlin not wasting any time, late on the brakes, dives up the inside of Gabriel Norse on the run through Surtees, then towards Pilgrim's Drop. Albert Henriksen Bell just helping Charlie Devlin along to try and fall back in line again. We've got sort of 5 for the lead almost starting to form, it would seem. Luke Armstrong is there or thereabouts, currently in 5th place, before we get a bit of a gap, sort of the biggest of the gaps inside that top 6, back to Will Johnson. But Nathan Williams has already got a car's length, it would seem, as we head through Westfield. Keeping an eye on the track limits. You can see in qualifying where cars have ran through the gravel in towards Sheen Curve, and Nathan Williams doing a brilliant job just to control it. Gabriel Norse, however, hard at work at the controls to try and keep the car under his spell. It would seem Albert Henriksen Bell has fallen back yet further into the clutches of Luke Armstrong, and all of a sudden Luke will be looking to either work with Albert, which you'd imagine maybe he is going to heading into this evening, because Will Johnson isn't that far away. And there might still be yet further twists and turns in the tail when it comes to Will Johnson's championship come the end of this evening. But Luke Armstrong at the moment currently sat 2nd in the scholarship class. Gabriel Norse, of course, leading the scholarship class. Brilliant camera shot as the cars exit Clark Curve on towards the Brabham Straight. Very, very quick through the final corner, pushing on and just nibbling at the grass, it would seem, there for Hugo Boscher. Gabriel Norse finds himself on the outside as we head through Druids. Charlie Devlin up the inside, position made. So Nathan Williams leads from Charlie Devlin now. Gabriel Norse in 3rd, and Albert Henriksen Bell still just about holding station in 4th. He's been soaking up the pressure from Luke Armstrong, who's probably more than happy just sitting there for the moment and just driving in the wheel tracks of those cars up the road to try and bring him closer to Gabriel Norse, because look what's happened. He's gone from having 2 cars in between himself and his championship rival to just the 1. So Luke will be pushing on. Will Johnson will be desperately trying to hold on to the tail of that lead 5. Scotty O'Connor has gone through the pit lane to serve that drive-through penalty. Aaron Beattie has picked up a 5-second time penalty, it would seem. Nathan Williams doing everything he can to grab that vice-champion role. Unfortunately for Luke Armstrong, however, he's ran very, very wide, running out of Westfield in towards Dingledale, and all of a sudden Will Johnson's there. Will, of course, currently sat 2nd in the scholarship class, so he's got a bit of work to do, but a good finish in this race will mathematically make him vice-champion. So Will Johnson, whether he just needs to sit here or he needs to make the position, we'll try and figure that one out on the fly. But all of a sudden arriving on the scene as well is Jacob Ellis. Sean Duffy finds himself a long, long way off the road at Stirling's. Exactly how he's ended up right the way out there. Might have been a slight nibble of the grass on the brakes, but Nathan Williams over the start-finish line sets the fastest lap of the race. Charlie Devlin in 2nd, Gabriel Norse in 3rd. Henriksen Bell currently sat there in 4th place, and then it's this trio, Luke Armstrong, Will Johnson and Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis and Will Johnson, of course, teammates, so they'll be trying to work with each other as much as possible. I say that as Jacob Ellis, a huge lunge up the inside of Will Johnson, gets pinched in towards the apex, and that comes back to bite him. So Jacob Ellis, maybe not as confident as he was. Jacob only a point behind Finlay Lines, only 2 points behind Sean Duffy, 7 points behind Callum Williams. So for Jacob Ellis, every position this evening will move him closer and further into that top 5. Jacob Armour with his elbows out, diving up the inside of Luca Erdos, climbing up the curve, picks up a 5-second time penalty. A very sideways Aaron Beattie gets fired in towards the wall. Just about, I think, managed to keep it out the wall, but a 5-second time penalty and a moment off the road is not what he would have wanted. Albert Henriksen Bell sat there in 4th place at the moment. He will want to work his way through and past Gabriel Norse, or he'll be hoping for something up the road, maybe Charlie Devlin closing in on Nathan Williams, because coming into tonight, Albert had a 2-point lead over Nathan Williams for 2nd place in the championship, and would so dearly like to be the vice-champion. Charlie Devlin's already got the season wrapped up. In towards Clark Curve, there was a slight look to the inside, it would seem, from Albert Henriksen Bell. Callum Williams up the inside of Jacob Armour. Jacob Armour fires the car in towards the apex, very quickly finds the door, gets shuffled wide, and that then allows that of Lucas Chatterton to go through. So Lucas Chatterton now up into 13th place, Jacob Armour down into 14th, in towards the final corner. It was a brilliant run from Lucas Chatterton. Almost managed to work his way through and past Luca Erdos. He's cut back to the inside as we head along the start-finish straight once more. You can see just how cambered the Brabham Straight is. We're 2 by 2 as we head towards Paddock Hill Bend. Luke Armstrong has found himself off the road on the exit of Paddock Hill Bend. Here comes Lucas Chatterton up the inside. No, not quite late enough on the brakes. Callum Williams holds on to 12th. Lucas Chatterton in 13th place. Leon Olakoju managed to work his way through and past Jacob Armour. We spoke to Leon earlier on and he was just trying to make up as many positions as possible. Albert Henriksen Bell remains in 4th, but there was a big move from Charlie Devlin. He dived to the inside of Nathan Williams. Nathan gets just washed wide, rumbles over the rumble strip, and that kills a bit of momentum. Charlie Devlin to the lead. I feel like this is something of a foresight of the events that will be on the Brands GP on Sunday. For Charlie Devlin, to the front, Albert Henriksen Bell and Gabriel North side by side as they head through Hawthorne Bed. Not something that you see very often at all. We know Charlie Devlin was rather robust with the move, so he's got to the lead, but Nathan Williams will be eager to get that back. And you can see Albert Henriksen Bell riding the white line, just in every effort to make that position. From Gabriel North on the brakes, down the gear, but just washes wide all of the curb. A little bit of grass as we head through Stirlings. Now along Clearways and towards Clark Curve, you can see the leaders up the road, and Albert in theory wants to be part of that, but a big moment for Charlie Devlin. He just nibbles at the gravel trap that washes him wide. He comes over to defend from Nathan Williams. Nathan ends up on the grass. Charlie with his lights ablaze as he's got no choice but to either jump back in behind or to be super late on the brakes in towards Paddock Hill Bend. Or is he going to now have a look for the cutback? Rides the curb, has a look up the inside. So Nathan Williams is momentarily in the lead, but Charlie Devlin's now back to the inside as we head up towards Druids, down through the gear, bouncing off the rev limiter in eagerness to get down through the gearbox. But Charlie Devlin back to the lead. Nathan Williams gets slightly out of shape, and look what's happened now. Gabriel North and Albert Henriksen Bell have slowly started to reel in this battle. Charlie giving Nathan just that little bit of room at the apex towards Graham Hill Bend. Here comes Gabriel North. Is he going to help Nathan Williams? Yes, he is. He'll push Nathan back onto the coattails of Charlie Devlin. On the brakes, down a gear, in towards the late apex at Surtees. A rearview mirror full of Albert Henriksen Bell. What's Albert going to do? Is he going to have a look, or is he going to push Gabriel North? And Gabriel North then into Nathan Williams, and all of a sudden Charlie Devlin becomes public enemy number one, it would seem, with the 3 cars behind him really starting to close in. A quick tell of the classes, at least in this lead little pack. You can see Gabriel North has got the Dayglow yellow sun strip and the purple rear number plate. That's to show he is in the scholarship class. The cars around him, no Dayglow yellow sun strip, and the black rear number plate shows that they are in the all-comers class, similarly represented on the timing tower of the left-hand side of your screen. If the number's got the black background, that's an all-comers car. If it's got the orange background, it's a scholarship class car. Scotty O'Connor, I think, has come into more strife, ran slightly wide. Lights ablaze now on Gabriel North. You saw the lights flash on there. Continuing to flash away at Nathan Williams, I think, in either eagerness to push him on or just to say, I'm not going to fight you here, let's work together as much as we can. But Albert all over the coattails of Gabriel North. Is he going to have a look? It was a half look to the outside, realised that the aerodynamic assistance is going to be awarded to Gabriel North. He gave him a bit of a push in towards turn 1, looks to the outside, the gap starts to shrink. But Charlie Devlin continues to lead from Nathan Williams. Gabriel North sat there in 3rd place. Albert Henriksen Bell in 4th, who's having a big look up the inside, but maybe not on this occasion. The move will be on. Will Johnson finds himself in 5th place. Jacob Ellis in 6th. Jake Critchley in 7th place. Then Harry Ellis in 8th. Luke Armstrong 9th. And Luca Erdos rounds out your top 10. But this lead quartet absolutely tied together. Charlie having to defend. Another moment for Luke Armstrong. Simply can't get to grips with Paddock Hill Bend, he would seem. And he will hemorrhage yet further positions. Luca Erdos goes through. So too does Callum Williams, Lucas Chatterton. And then Luke Armstrong finds himself now down in 12th place. Andrew Bailey did make the start, down into 13th for him. Jonty Restrick and Leon Olakoju swapping places. But this lead quartet absolutely tied together, as we say. Charlie Devlin leads. Nathan Williams doing what he can to hold position in 2nd. The intake noise as the cars dive down Pilgrim's Drop and then back up the hill towards Hawthorns. Charlie Devlin sideways as they head through Westfield. He's really pushing on. That's gained him a bit of time, in fact. A couple of car lengths at least. And Nathan Williams holding on to 2nd, but that battle that they had just a few laps ago, once it brought Gabriel North and Albert Henriksen Bell into the fold, it's kept them there. Will Johnson only a few seconds back. He'll be watching this all unfold in desperation to get there. Got to keep an eye on track limits throughout this evening as well, as that will be maybe at the forefront of their mind. Sean Duffy picks up a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, just as we mention it. Very wide from Charlie Devlin. That washes him out so wide. He came into the inside of the circuit as Nathan Williams went there. Nathan, I think, inadvertently just gave him a bit of a bump, which benefited Charlie's recovery. So it's still Charlie from Nathan just about at the front. You can see that Gabriel Norse is having a look to the inside now on Nathan Williams, so we could see a change for second place here. Charlie Devlin leads. He puts the car in the middle of the road, deciding who to defend from. Nathan Williams chops over the nose of Gabriel Norse, who looks like he's going to wash wide, keeps the car under his spell, 2 by 2. Charlie Devlin side by side with Nathan Williams. Albert Henriksen Bell draws level and now starts to draw past Gabriel Norse. Does so before we even get towards the braking point for Hawthorns, which may just be a half lift, but it seemed like Nathan Williams and Charlie Devlin have come together. Nathan Williams finds himself a long way off the road, digs himself back out of the gravel trap, right into the line of William Johnson, who just about managed to avoid it at the very last second. Exactly what happened, I don't know. I don't know whether Charlie came over or Nathan tried to turn in, but Gabriel Norse now leads. Albert Henriksen Bell momentarily was in the race lead, but it's Gabriel Norse that leads from Albert Henriksen Bell. Charlie Devlin still with that lead trio. Side by side in towards the final corner. Callum Williams has had a moment as well. He's dropped down into 12th place, so I think more to be had from his race, and yeah, he's clearly ended up off the road as the time starts to hemorrhage away. Side by side for the race lead, Charlie Devlin picks a side. He goes with Albert Henriksen Bell, tries to push him into the race lead, and does so with almost success through Paddock Hill Bend, and it will be the inside once more as we head up towards Druid. So Gabriel Norse desperate to hold on to at least second place as Charlie Devlin is on his inside. Gabriel Norse could end up with a race lead here because Albert Henriksen Bell on the outside for Paddock Hill Bend. He tries to brave it out, runs all the way over the rumble strip. Gabriel Norse comes over to defend once more. Albert Henriksen Bell just about in the race lead, but Gabriel will go back to the lead as we head into the braking zone for Surtees. Brilliant racing. Albert forced out wide over the grass, 3 wide for the race lead. Who's going to get it? Will it be Albert on the inside in the predominantly blue car? Gabriel Norse in the middle, sort of red and white, and Charlie Devlin predominantly red on the outside. This is brilliant stuff as we head down Pilgrim's Drop, absolutely side by side in towards Hawthorns. It is Albert Henriksen Bell that just about manages to get to the lead, but Gabriel Norse might just push him yet further past Charlie Devlin. On the brakes in towards Stirling's, in towards Westfield, pardon me, but Charlie Devlin nibbles at the gravel, so Albert takes the lead. Gabriel Norse sat there in second place, but looking to take the lead once again. Charlie Devlin finds himself in third, Will Johnson in fourth, and Nathan Williams finds himself in 5th place. There goes Gabriel Norse. He runs out wide once more on the exit of Stirling's. Brilliant racing, and we're not even on the final race of the year yet, so we could see yet further battles over the next, 25 minutes of racing that we've still got to go this evening. Callum Williams picks up a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits over the start-finish line with 5.5 minutes to go. And Albert Henriksen Bell will just try and extend this lead now, and with Charlie Devlin separating himself from Nathan Williams, the points tally will swing the way of Albert Henriksen Bell for his Vice Championship aspirations. And of course it's a exact finishing order to starting order from race 1 to race 2. So for Albert Henriksen Bell, he could be starting on pole here should everything go well for the rest of this race. Nathan Williams would be 5th, but here comes Gabriel Norse. It's a look to the inside, a good run out of Graham Hill Bend, so late on the brakes, gets the car into the apex, but then has to try and keep the front end in check. Albert runs slightly wide once more. It's almost a carbon copy of the previous lap, but Albert Henriksen Bell gets to the inside and manages to get the position back. Here comes Charlie Devlin. He gets a really good run down Pilgrim's Drop, comes over to try and defend and holds on to the lead, but this time Charlie Devlin gets through on Gabriel Norse. So Albert Henriksen Bell is your race leader. Charlie Devlin in 2nd place, Gabriel Norse in 3rd. Nathan Williams has managed to work his way through and past Will Johnson. Positions overall, but not positions in class at least. But Albert will just be hoping to keep Charlie between himself and Nathan Williams for the final 4 minutes of this race in towards Sterling's. You can see just how absolutely on it the drivers are, using every inch of circuit and a bit more. The car's screaming out for some sort of respite, which will come, albeit it is still 4 minutes away at the very minimum. Lights turned off for Charlie Devlin, I think maybe to indicate he's not eager to go for this move. His championship somewhat secured. As I say that, he just pulls out to the middle of the road slightly, again inviting Albert to come back, to show no signs of aggression at this stage. So they're all sat in the wheel tracks of each other. Super accurate, our top three. Nathan Williams in the background flashes into sight. But with 3.5 minutes to go, overall race leader and all-comers leader Albert Henriksen Bell has got Charlie Devlin in second place. Gabriel Norse is rounding out the overall podium at the moment, but he's trying to get onto the second step as he looks to the inside of Charlie Devlin. He is the scholarship class leader and the scholarship champion of the Ginetta eSeries in 2025. But Charlie Devlin just about manages to hold on to second place, at least for now. Nathan will be hoping there's still a few more laps left in this to try and close in. Gabriel Norse sat there in the scholarship class in third place, as we say. He hasn't got too much to worry about. He's already secured the championship, but he will want to get a step higher on that podium. He will want to get to second place overall. Towards Sterling's once more, and Charlie Devlin, he's still trying to find a way by. He will know that Nathan Williams is approaching. The gap has come down yet more. It was previously 4.5 seconds. It's now down to under 3 seconds, 2.8 seconds between Nathan Williams and Gabriel Norse. We're going to cross the line with 2 laps to go. I think it's just a little bit too much for Nathan Williams, but Albert Henriksen Bell has pulled out a bit of a margin and he's lapping quickly. Lapped a tenth quicker than Charlie Devlin, 2 tenths quicker than Gabriel Norse. In terms of the cup battles we've got this evening, Jacob Ellis is currently leading the cup in 6th place overall. He's got plenty of clear track around him. It's then Harry Ellis that is sat there 2nd place in the cup. He's just heading his way in towards turn 1, pardon me. Back to the front, however, on the penultimate lap, Charlie Devlin back onto the coattails of Albert Henriksen Bell. Jonty Restrick with a bit of a look to the inside of Callum Williams. Jacob Armours works his way through past Hugo Boscher. Down Pilgrim's Drop go our lead trio, and Charlie, you can somewhat tell from just the body language of the car, he's not going for this move, or at least he's not in a hurry to do so. Bit of lap traffic, just placing the car in the middle of the road, a little bit of a look again, not in a hurry to make the move. Albert, on the running towards Hawthorne, was on the grass in just any attempt to hold on to the position. They fan out slightly as they head towards Sheen Curve. Through Sterling's, right the way up to the top of the rev range for Charlie Devlin. Try and figure out exactly if they are going to meet the traffic, and if so, where. In terms of where they are, they might just get there come the end of this lap. It is Scotty O'Connor, of course. He has served that drive-through penalty for exceeding track limits. Here comes Charlie Devlin, has a bit of a look, bumps Albert Henriksen Bell in towards turn 1, so earlier on the brakes you should expect, but slightly sideways from Albert Henriksen Bell, gets the car back under his control. Scotty O'Connor peels nicely out of the way, brilliant sportsmanship from him, hot on the rear view mirror and sees the leaders approaching. But Albert Henriksen Bell, for the final time, he's got 2.34 miles of Brands Hatch circuit to complete. 2.43, pardon me. Here's Sean Duffy and Aaron Beattie digging themselves out of the gravel. We've seen Aaron Beattie off the road a little bit throughout this race, so I don't know whether that car has got a bit of an issue, but Nathan Williams picks up a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, so that will drop him behind Will Johnson back into 5th place. Jacob Ellis picks up a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits as well. So we could still see Nathan Williams starting in 5th place here. In towards Hawthorns for the final time in race 1. Come our lead 3. Aaron Beattie, a further 5-second time penalty to be applied post-race. Bouncing over the curbs, Charlie Devlin really being hustled on by Gabriel Norse, who has a look to the inside now as we head through Dingledale and then towards Sheen Curve. Side by side through here isn't something you see very often, and Gabriel Norse gets there into the apex, slides the car over the exit curbing. But that's just given Albert Henriksen Bell a little bit of breathing room towards the line for the final time in race number 1. Along clearways and in towards Clark Curve, but it should be Albert Henriksen Bell that will see the checkered flag first. Charlie Devlin has fallen away. As Charlie Devlin got a problem, he's really started to drop away. But for the first time this evening, it will be Albert Henriksen Bell that wins race number 1 of the night. Gabriel Norse wins your scholarship class and finishes in 2nd place. Nathan Williams adds a 5-second time penalty to the end of his time, so he will shuffle down into 5th place anyway. So Charlie Devlin, albeit gave the position to Nathan Williams, will inherit 3rd place. As such, 3rd place point, or 2nd place point in class, and will start in 3rd. As for Will Johnson, he finished 2nd on your scholarship podium, 5th overall. Jacob Ellis wins the cup in race number 1. He will finish in 6th place. Jake Critchley in 7th. Harry Ellis finishes 2nd in the cup class in race number 1, and at 8th overall, Luke Armstrong rounds out your scholarship class podium. Luca Erdos rounds out your top 10. We've already seen Lucas Chatterton, Callum Williams and Jonty Restrick over the line. Andrew Bailey towards the start-finish line for the final time in his debut race. Will finish in 14th place. Leon Olakoju over the line will finish in 15th. Is Sean Duffy to arrive next, or will it be potentially the car behind of Jacob Armour? Towards the line they will come, but it should be Sean Duffy that finishes in 16th place. Jacob Armour over the line in 17th. Aaron Beattie crawls towards the line in 18th place. Will then be Hugo Boscher and that of Dominic Jones that round out your top 20. We've already seen Scotty O'Connor across the start-finish line, 1 lap down. Joining us in the commentary box, it is our overall race winner and our all-comers class race winner, Albert Henriksen Bell. Albert, welcome to the box. You came into tonight 2 points ahead of Nathan Williams. Granted, not for the championship honours, but the vice championship honours. Was that something you were thinking about?
Yeah, I think I was definitely thinking about getting the win. Yeah. It was an exciting race. It was fantastic. Yeah.
It was brilliant to watch. Struggling to keep up on our end, but was that a long time coming? You've had the pace all season, and it's just that extra little bit, and tonight you found it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's at some of the circuits we've been to, it's just been so hard to battle and actually make moves. We're coming here, a track that I think all of us know very well. It's just such good fun to be able to just, I wouldn't say mess around, but just have a great time racing hard.
It was absolutely brilliant. I'm talking for myself, but I'd imagine everyone at home, at least whilst commentating, doing so with a smile on my face, seeing drivers arrive into some of the fastest corners on the circuit, absolutely sideways on the lock stops, and not losing any time. It was brilliant to watch, and to do so, I think 3 wide at one point heading in towards Hawthorns. 2 wide is dangerous. 3 wide, you just never see it. It must have been such fun behind the wheel.
Absolutely, and I'm sure it's a race that I think a few of us are going to be talking about for a while.
Is this your first PASR race win by chance?
No, so that was back during one of the other Ginetta eSeries we did. But I mean, it's nice to be back up here.
Yeah. No, it's brilliant to chat, especially off the back of a race win. Yeah, massive congratulations for race 1. Best of luck for race 2. Before we let you go, anybody you'd like to say a quick thank you to?
Probably my parents for supporting me with how much they've supported me after I have started going to sick form recently, and yeah, they've just been fantastic.
Well, brilliant. Best of luck for race 2, and best of luck for your studies as well.
Thank you.
Great to chat to Albert Henriksen Bell as always. We also have joining us in the commentary box, finishing in 2nd place and once again picking up the win in the scholarship class, Gabriel Norse. Gabriel, another brilliant race. There was another overall race win in there. You were fighting so hard with Charlie Devlin and Albert, but it just happened that on that occasion over the start-finish line, you found yourself in 2nd place.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had the pace to get the overall win. I felt like I was pretty fast. I think I could have been a bit quicker and made a few less mistakes, because there are a few errors that let Albert and Charlie through. But yeah, it was a good race. I just enjoyed battling with them and having quite a close battle with them.
It was great to watch. A very brave and bold move up the inside of Charlie Devlin as well, heading through Sheen Curve. You don't see that very often, but slid the car over the nose, and at that point it was just, you've made that position at exactly the right time, and you picked up second place. Obviously, we crowned you champion last week, but it's nice to know you've not taken your foot off the gas and you're just showing you are a bright star for the future.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I had to go for that move on Charlie because it just felt like it was coming. But yeah, I mean, it was more about getting the track position for the start of race 2 and being on the front row, because that seemed like quite a big help in race 1.
Well, a very busy race 2 on the way, but a massive congrats for race 1 and best of luck. Hopefully we chat to you in about 20 minutes time.
Yeah, thank you.
Great to chat to Gabriel Norse. We will head into a very brief break before we head to the grid for race number 1. Welcome back, everybody. For the final time this season, we find ourselves on the grid in the Ginetta eSeries of 2025. Albert Henriksen-Bell finds himself on pole position. Gabriel Norse alongside, who said he wanted that track position for race number 2. Nathan Williams does indeed line up in 3rd place, albeit with the penalty applied to the finalised results. Albert Henriksen-Bell, can he get a good start? The first phase goes well for Nathan Williams and for Gabriel Norse. Our top 3 are very equal off the start. Charlie Devlin, I'd say, has got the best start. Once again, draws himself level with Nathan Williams, and once again finds himself on the outside through Graham Hill Bend. They touch, they rub, but they just about managed to get through. Nathan Williams comes over to defend from Charlie Devlin. Side by side for the race lead. Gabriel Norse looking all the way around the outside of Albert Henriksen-Bell. The Ellises in the background of Harry Ellis and Jacob Ellis, not only fighting over bragging rights, fighting over cup honours as well. Up the inside of Nathan Williams goes Charlie Devlin. There's a bit of contact between them. Nathan Williams, in eagerness to get back onto the circuit, finds the door once more. In towards Surtees goes Gabriel Norse, and he does indeed get the race lead. So Albert Henriksen-Bell drops into 2nd place. Charlie Devlin finds himself in 3rd ahead of Nathan Williams. Will Johnson absolutely there in 5th place. So once again, we've got sort of 2 for the lead, 3 for the final step on the podium, and then a bit of a gap back to the field thereafter. Andrew Bailey has lost a couple of positions off the start, but will be making those up throughout the rest of this racing, no doubt. Nathan Williams looking all the way around the outside of Charlie Devlin. It will be the outside for at least the next 2 corners as well, in towards Westfield. Charlie Devlin on the inside, uses all the curb. Nathan Williams still there on the outside, braving it out through Dingledale, and then in towards Sheen Curve. You've got to be very brave to hold it around the outside there. But there was a bit of contact, I think, as Nathan Williams just, I think, got into the back of Charlie Devlin. That fired him in towards the gravel, managed to get the car back under his spell and get back going again. Finds himself on the inside of Jake Critchley. He's got Harry Ellis there or thereabouts as well. But Gabriel Norse to the front. Lucas Chatterton's has had a big moment in the background, hemorrhaging places. Here comes Charlie Devlin all the way around the outside of Jake Critchley. There was contact between the pair of them, but just about, it would seem, Charlie Devlin has managed to get through and by. Harry Ellis trying to do the same. Gabriel Norse over the start-finish line in the lead of the race. Albert Henriksen-Bell in 2nd, Nathan Williams in 3rd, Will Johnson in 4th place, Charlie Devlin in 5th, Jake Critchley we're keeping an eye on, currently sat there in 6th place, but he's got Luke Armstrong for company in 7th place. Harry Ellis is watching on as well, trying to pick up the places. He's currently sat there in 8th place. Jacob Ellis has joined in 9th, and Luca Erdos rounds out your top 10. So we've got, 6 cars all fighting over those final few spots inside the top 10, but the Ellises come together, spinning through 180 degrees. Is Harry Ellis. Luca Erdos was desperate to get back going again, kept his foot in. Andrew Bailey got caught up in that one, so too did Jacob Armour. And all of that has unfolded. It's caused a lot of shuffling in the order, so our top five remainers they are. Luke Armstrong remains in 6th, Jake Critchley is in 7th place, Callum Williams now in 8th place, Leon Olakoju in 9th, Luca Erdos finds himself in 10th, Harry Ellis has recovered to 11th, Andrew Bailey picked up the places that he lost on the early stages of this race, finds himself in 11th place, and it seems, yeah, Harry Ellis has got a bit of damage that maybe he's dealing with and limping that car back to the pit lane. It doesn't look too happy in turning right. So Harry Ellis loses yet more places. John T. Restrick with a big look up the inside of Andrew Bailey. Unfortunately for him, that drops him into the gravel. He loses not only the place to John T. Restrick, also loses a spot to Scotty O'Connor. Aaron Beattie now picks his way through and past Harry Ellis, who's still trying to limp that car back to the pit lane. Lucas Chatterton has worked his way through and past Hugo Boscher. Here comes Nathan Williams. What Nathan will be hoping for now is Albert to drop back behind Charlie Devlin, because even if Nathan gets in front of Albert Henriksen Bell, I think the maths will pretty much level out once more, and Albert will still leave tonight with a 2-point lead over Nathan Williams. When it comes to the championship, Nathan Williams has had a 2-point penalty, so there would have been tying coming into tonight, and if you look at countback, Nathan Williams with a win this year, or a class win at least, so too is Albert Henriksen Bell now. It's effectively, if Nathan Williams didn't have that 2-point penalty, it would have been whoever wins this race would win the all-comers vice championship role. Scotty O'Connor looking to the inside of Aaron Beattie, who just runs slightly wide on the exit of Druids. Down the hill in towards Graham Hill Bend. There was a bit of a wobble from Scotty O'Connor on the brakes. I think as he hit the brakes, the car straightened out more than he expected. There is Leon Olakoju, just on the exit of Surtees, heading towards Pilgrim's Drop. So Jacob Ellis, well and truly managing that damage. Has he come into the pit lane? No, not as of yet. He's dropped right the way down to 17th place, but it is something we will have to keep in the forefront of at least our minds, and Jacob in his, whether that will grasp the attentions of the race stewards. There is Will Johnson, currently sat there second in the scholarship class, not only on the road, but in the championship standings as well. Again, a further talking point, I think, throughout the latter stages of this evening to be had regarding his championship aspirations. But Gabriel Norse, having got to the front, is just punching the hole in the air for Albert Henriksen Bell, and it's keeping him just that little bit away from Nathan Williams. In towards Graham Hill Bend go our top 3, but Nathan Williams, he'll be hoping that these two start to battle. You can see the rear axle on Gabriel Norse's car sliding over the surface. Charlie Devlin has now got in front of Will Johnson. A bit of a lock-up for our race leader, washes Gabriel Norse wide of the apex. That allows Albert to close in once more. Potentially that battle that Nathan Williams is wanting might just come. Callum Williams has had a moment. I think that's on the exit of Graham Hill Bend, or Paddock Hill Bend. Yes, it is. In the gravel, finally digs himself back out. It's so painful trying to get the car back out the gravel trap. Here come the Ellises, Jacob and Harry Ellis, who were fighting over the top spots in the Cup class this evening. In terms of the drivers we have in the Cup for tonight, it's Aaron Beattie, Andrew Bailey, Finlay Lines, Harry Ellis, Jacob Ellis, Lucas Chatterton and Scotty O'Connor. When we look at the order, Andrew Bailey, I think, is going to be leading the Cup, it would seem, at this stage in the race. Back to the front, Albert Henriksen Bell now has Nathan Williams as a much clearer image in his rearview mirror. Gabriel Norse defending hard as we head in towards Sheen Curve. Nathan Williams arrives absolutely sideways, gets the moment collected up. Is he going to have a look to the inside of Albert Henriksen Bell? No, not as of yet, but Albert gets a good run coming out of Stirling's along clearways and in towards Clark Curve. It will be the outside for Albert Henriksen Bell. It's such a tricky overtaking opportunity, but then immediately looks for the comeback, for the cutback. Up the inside of Gabriel Norse just about. There is the overlap. Nathan Williams, however, helping Gabriel Norse hold on to that race lead. So well and truly playing the vice championship game, it would seem, for Nathan Williams. But Albert Henriksen Bell gets a really good run on the exit of Graham Hill Bend, dives to the inside by the time we get to Druid. Side by side for the race lead. There's contact between the pair of them. That pushes Gabriel Norse out wide. So Albert Henriksen Bell goes to the lead. Nathan Williams just about in second place, but Gabriel Norse late enough on the brakes to dive back up the inside once more. They're still side by side in the background. Nathan Williams all over the grass. And it will be Henriksen Bell from Williams from Norse, your top three. And all of a sudden, here comes Charlie Devlin. He's closing in. Nathan Williams, big bold move to the inside as we head through Surtees, but has to pile the lock on to try and get the car turned in, and that just scrubs a bit of speed for him. Charlie Devlin has arrived on the scene, so it's 4 for the lead. Is he going to push Gabriel Norse to the front? No, he's not. He's going to look to the inside. Gabriel Norse puts his car in the middle of the road. So close. There's absolutely nothing between the pair of them as they head in towards Hawthorne, but Charlie Devlin gets to the inside. He'll be wanting to at least do something about this lead battle. Rear wheel on the grass for Charlie Devlin, but keeps the car pointing in the right direction. Luca Erdos has picked up a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, so he's 2 for the lead, 2 for the final step on the podium. Here comes Nathan Williams, a big look to the inside, but not quite close enough on this occasion. Charlie Devlin and Gabriel Norse side by side. There's contact between the pair of them. Charlie Devlin, does he get the car stopped just about before the barrier? But all of that hard work has come undone. He's got to try and close in on that lead 3 once more. If anything, that's brought Will John in potentially for the scholarship race win if he can close in on Gabriel Norse. And Albert Henriksen Bell, the backup that was on the way, has just disappeared. So with 5 laps now completed, halfway through the race, there's plenty of work to do. Dominic Jones, I think, has had a bit of a moment on the run through Sector 2. The Ellis is still scrapping away, I think both carrying damage from their incident together a few laps ago. Andrew Bailey loses out to Jake Critchley, but immediately looks for the cutback, dives to the inside, does Andrew Bailey. A 601 machine on the inside. By the time we arrive at Paddock Hill Bend, should have that position made. He does, even by the time we get to the start-finish line. So Andrew back up into 9th place, holding on to 5th place in the all-comers class, and that's what he'll be hoping for. A top 5 finishing class, a top 10 finish overall. Be a very successful debut evening for Andrew Bailey. Race 1 didn't quite go his way, but looking for redemption in race 2, it would seem. Charlie Devlin has now got back in front of Luke Armstrong, so he's back on the charge. The next target for him will be Will Johnson, who's fallen away from Gabriel Norse. Gabriel Norse, in turn, is still just about holding on to within a second between himself and Nathan Williams. Of course, Andrew Bailey did join us at Zandvoort, but had a very busy race 1 here tonight, and I think he's just started to get the bit between his teeth now and is pushing on, started to get to grips with the car. It's a unique drive, that is for sure. Here comes Jonty Restrick. It's a look to the inside, late on the brakes. Jonty Restrick up the inside of Leon Olakoju, side by side through Westfield isn't something you see very often at all, but position made for Jonty, up into 7th place overall, remains 4th in the all-comers class. The Ellises are together once more. Scotty O'Connor, he's going to dip a wheel into the grass. So too is Jacob Ellis. That almost comes over and nudges Harry Ellis. So we're 3 wide up towards Sheen Curve. And Jacob Ellis gets the better of that one. So Jacob Ellis up into 15th. Harry Ellis in 16th. Scotty O'Connor now down into 17th place. Jacob Ellis does pick up a 5-second time penalty, however, for exceeding track limits. Nathan Williams has got to the front. So Nathan Williams leads the way from Albert Henriksen Bell. Leon Olakoju trying to fight back on Jonty Restrick. Jacob Armour picks up a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. In terms of the Cup as it stands for now, is Andrew Bailey still leading? I think he is. Andrew Bailey is leading the Cup in race number 2. In race 1 he finished 4th. Jacob Ellis, Harry Ellis and Lucas Chatterton were your top 3 Cup finishers. So there's still Cup results to be decided. Aaron Beattie has made a mistake as he drops down the order, loses out to Luca Erdos on Jacob Armour. That's down at Graham Hill Bend, so you'd imagine maybe he just washed slightly wide and it spat the car back over the circuit. Dominic Jones also goes through. Nathan Williams, having got to the front, has just pulled away from Albert Henriksen Bell, but I think that would just draw the points back to exactly where we came into this evening, 2 points apart. Luca Erdos currently sat in 5th place in the scholarship class. He'll want to get as many cars between himself and Jacob Armour as possible. Jacob is carrying a 5-second time penalty. Here comes Luca, looks to the inside of Jake Critchley as we head through Westfield. Position made. Driver's not short of overtaking opportunities this evening, it would seem. Through Sheen Curve once more. Scotty O'Connor picks up a 5-second time penalty. He's had a troubled night tonight as Scotty. Fastest lap of the race at the moment is going the way of Charlie Devlin, a 1:46.122. Nathan Williams has just gone over the line and set his personal fastest lap of the race. So too has Gabriel Norse. But unfortunately, position made for Luca Erdos, position lost for Luca Erdos, runs wide coming out of the final corner. So not only does he lose out to Jake Critchley, that kills his momentum on the run towards turn 1 for Jacob Armour, who looks to the outside. There was a bit of contact on the brakes, however. Jacob Armour managed to get the car back under his spell, but doing so at such great speed would have been a challenge. As we stand, it is going to be Andrew Bailey that leads the Cup aspect of this race, followed then by Aaron Beattie. Dominic Jones finds himself off the road up at the top of Druids. That looks like either help or big lock-up, and that finds him right the way out the order. At the moment, Jacob Ellis and Andrew Bailey are tied for points in the Cup class, but for how long? Because Aaron Beattie, pardon me, Aaron Beattie is just that little bit further up the road from Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis gets through and by, and all of a sudden that would put him into the lead of the Cup standings, but I think Jacob, having now got through and past Harry Ellis, that will help. Luca Erdos, his battle is reignited once more, having stayed in front of Jacob Armour, still desperately trying to get through and past Jake Critchley. Jacob Armour arrives on the scene and is giving chase in towards Sheen Curve. That's very brave from Luca Erdos, somehow manages to get the car slowed down. Jacob Armour flies up the inside, gets through and past Jake Critchley, also gets through and past Luca Erdos. There was a flash of the lights from Jake Critchley, I think, as he wanted to remain where he was, but that's put Jacob Armour now up into 5th in the scholarship class. 5 minutes of the race to go. Nathan Williams has pulled a further couple of tenths over Albert Henriksen Bell, who's done the same to Gabriel Norse. Charlie Devlin closing in on Will Johnson. Will try and confirm the points between Nathan Williams and Albert Henriksen Bell, but at least with some very quick mental arithmetic, I think we leave as we joined, and there'd still be 2 points between them. Here comes Harry Ellis. This is, I mean, Harry is still fighting over Cup points and still fighting over all-comers points, whereas Jacob, he wants to win the Cup, but also wants to get as many points in class as possible. So all of a sudden, if Harry gets through and past Jacob, we could see the Cup battle change before the end of tonight. Whereabouts were they in the championship coming into this evening for the all-comers? Jacob Ellis was only a point away from Finley Lyons, who isn't here this evening, so that will be positions made. Sean Duffy has had a trouble night as well, so that should be positions made. So too has Callum Williams. He's returned to the pit lane and will play no further part in this race. Harry Ellis was on 103 and needs to try and finish in front of Jonty Restrick as much as possible, but Jonty's right the way up the road in 7th place overall, currently 4th in class. So the championship battle still well and truly up for grabs. Through Hawthorns once more go the Ellises. Sideways and a bit more sideways, it would seem, for that of Harry Ellis. Unfortunately, that costs him some time. There is Will Johnson, currently sat there in 5th place. He's recently lost out to Charlie Devlin. Along the Cooper Straight and in towards Surtees once more. Will Johnson, 2nd in the scholarship class in this race and in the championship. Andrew Bailey finds himself off the road and he might lose the lead of the Cup, because in the background is Aaron Beattie, who's still looking up the inside of Jacob Armour. Jake Critchley has got past them both. Luca Erdos is that little bit further up the road, but Andrew Bailey, his race that was going so well, He's now just about hanging on to the final spot inside the top 10. Jacob Armour under pressure from Aaron Beattie, it would seem. There is Lucas Chatterton. He's trying to work his way through and past Scotty O'Connor. Is that? Yes, it is. So Lucas Chatterton picks up a position in the Cup of this evening, a position overall and a position in the scholarship class, and unfortunately for Scotty O'Connor, spins through 90 degrees, keeps the car out the barrier. That's a telltale sign that that car has picked up some damage throughout this evening. So Scotty drops to the tail end of the order. Big moment for Jacob Armour. Manages to get the car pointing the right way once more, but Aaron Beattie absolutely hot on his heels. Through Sheen Curve once more. A minute and a bit still to go. Leaders have already crossed the start-finish line, have they? Yes, I think they have. So we're going to get 2 more laps out of this one. So back to the front. Albert Henriksen Bell sat in 2nd place. Coming into race 2, Albert had a 5-point lead over Nathan Williams. So the 3 points that Nathan would get over Albert at the end of this race might just keep Albert in that vice championship position. We'll try and confirm for you towards the end of the night. But for Albert Henriksen Bell, he's reeled in Nathan Williams that little bit over the previous couple of laps, it would seem. Through Westfield they will go once more, down into Dingledale. Luca Erdos picks up a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Nathan Williams still pushing on. Charlie Devlin has got back in front of Will Johnson. Charlie Devlin, I think, has he jumped back? No, he hasn't. He's still there or thereabouts, but Nathan Williams leading the way. 46.9 for him. Albert Henriksen Bell 47.2 as we head on to the final lap, not only of this race, but of the season. Charlie Devlin with a quick lap previously. The transponder just flipping around slightly on the previous lap. But Albert Henriksen Bell really trying to close in. He's got 2.4 miles of opportunities to try and close in. But exactly how that will look come the end of this race, all will be revealed. Gabriel Norse looking to make it a clean sweep of scholarship wins and a double podium once again. It's been a illustrious season for Gabriel Norse and has really proven his pace. But his attention will turn to real-world aspirations and exactly how he's going to make the inroads in that regard. Will Johnson potentially looking forward to a real-life racing career on the cards. Charlie Devlin, I think, is having a few issues towards the latter stages of the evening. Run through Westfield goes our race leader, Nathan Williams. Albert Henriksen Bell sat in 2nd. But for the final time out of Stirling's along clearways and in towards Clark Curve once again, Nathan Williams will come towards the line after a 5-second penalty applied in race 1, having to settle for 3rd place in class. He will take to the top step of the podium, not only in class but overall for the final time this season in the Ginetta eSeries of 2025. Nathan Williams wins ahead of Albert Henriksen Bell, picks up 2nd overall and 2nd in the all-comers class. Gabriel Norse picks up yet another win in the scholarship class. William Johnson will pick up 2nd place in the scholarship class. Luke Armstrong rounds out your scholarship podium. Charlie Devlin eventually crossed the line, 6th overall and 3rd in your all-comers class, rounding out the podium. John T. Restrick will finish in 7th place. Leon Olakoju towards the line now to finish in what is 8th place. Andrew Bailey over the start-finish line to finish in 9th place. Luca Erdos will come over the line next to finish in 10th. Jake Critchley towards the line in 11th place. Jacob Armour will finish in 13th. It will be Jacob and Harry Ellis 14th and 15th. Lucas Chatterton in 16th. Sean Duffy 17th place. Hugo Boscher towards the line in 18th. Ahead of then Dominic Jones and Scotty O'Connor. Unfortunately, we lost Callum Williams a few laps from the end of the race. So through the final corner there goes Dominic Jones. He had a busy old race, it would seem, as the final couple of cars just come towards the start finish line. Here comes Scotty O'Connor, your final of 20 finishes. But there is Nathan Williams, not only heading through Sheen Curve, but also ready for a quick chat post-race, it would seem. Nathan Williams, you join us in the commentary box. Quite a nice way to round out a season.
Yeah, obviously it's been a fun race, just sort of wasn't starting in the best position, just sort of play white way to the front and then just trying to not spin the car for the last few laps instead of Albert.
It seemed like as well, whilst fighting with Albert and Gabriel, as soon as you got to the front, building a gap is always tricky, but you seem to build that gap and then sort of manage that gap for the rest of the race, which around here, it's no easy feat, is it?
Yeah, I was quite surprised. It's slipstream very powerful around here, so I was surprised I was able to get that gap, and I think it helped me at the end because I had a few mistakes towards the end, but I was still able to just keep ahead of Albert still.
And eyes for the future, obviously I know you've got the Hyundai Coupe Cup, you've done a bit in Legends as well. Is there anything on the cards that you're looking at? Anything you can tell us about maybe?
So I've got my final round of the Hyundai Coupe, so I'm hoping to win the championship. And then we're just looking at options for 2026. I'm interested in doing the Legends Championship with 2 Mater again. Such a good experience. We're just seeing what happens with sponsors, because we're trying to get sponsors so we can afford it.
Well, I mean, you've proven your pace not only tonight, but throughout the season and in your real world work as well. It's been fabulous to keep up with that. But very well done throughout the entirety of this season. Still championship standings, I think, just have a bit of a shuffle about come the end of this evening. But a massive well done for all of the success. So before we let you go for the final time, anybody you'd like to say a quick shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my parents, obviously my rest of my family, everybody who's helped me in real life racing this year, and as well as my sponsor, PV Williams, and then DKMS.
Great stuff. Always brilliant to chat, Nathan. And not only best of luck for your next virtual inroads in motorsport, but also for the Hyundai Coupe Cup Championship.
Thank you.
So great to chat to Nathan Williams. Gabriel Norse joins us in the commentary box. Gabriel, you are as we knew, the last week of the Ginetta eSeries 2025 Scholarship Champion. I think looking at the points tonight as well, you are the overall champion. You have scored the most points out of absolutely everybody. And tonight, you made it no different. Just consistent points, consistent pace. Brilliant to watch. Well done.
Yeah, well, being the overall champion, unofficial champion, kind of what I wanted to do. Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, just struggling to hear you a little bit, it would seem. But Gabriel, it's been fabulous to watch throughout all of the season. And in terms of your plans for the future, is there anything you can tell us about, or maybe any sort of projects you've got in the pipeline?
I've been doing a lot of karting recently, and I've been doing championship, which is leading at the moment. It's good, but not really anything online I'm doing it. Just waiting for the next eSeries.
Well, we look forward to seeing exactly what the future holds for you. A massive well done, not only for tonight, but throughout the season. Before we let you go, anybody you'd like to say a quick thank you to?
I'd like to say thank you to my parents and
Well, very well done for all your work this season, and hopefully we can see you very, very soon once again.
thank you.
So great to chat to Nathan Williams and Gabriel Norse. Charlie Devlin joins us in the commentary box. Charlie, I mean, imperious pace throughout the entirety of the season. The pressure was off tonight, but still on for a really good race. So, it seemed like it was a busy evening for you.
Yeah, it's been good. I think, again, I had good pace around here. It's been one of the tracks that I'm always sort of there or thereabouts on the top of my game, really. So, yeah. Again, a good evening of racing, as it has been the whole season. I've enjoyed it. Yeah, it got a bit scrappy at points, but that's racing. At the end of the day, you have your good evenings and your bad evenings.
And I mean, I've asked this question to I think everybody, but it's always interesting, especially off the back of a season. At this stage in the year, obviously, we're getting towards the end of the actual motorsport calendar, but whether that be sort of your real world endeavours or your virtual endeavours, is there anything on the cards for you?
Obviously, to carry on with sim racing. I love doing sim racing. It's say a cheaper way of in real life motorsport. Obviously, it's not quite the same, but it's sort of there or thereabouts really. And then next year, hopefully, same as Nathan Williams, I'm going to try and make the tricky transition from sim racing to real world racing, hopefully.
Well, I mean, if you've got the pace in the real world as you have in the sim, yeah, well and truly somebody to watch. But no, a massive thank you for the show you've put on throughout this season. It's been brilliant to watch, and a massive well done for the continued success. You are our all-comers champion, as we knew coming off the back of last week. But before we let you go for the final time this season, anybody you'd like to say a quick thank you to?
As always, mum and dad downstairs, all the aunts and uncles that are watching, friends that are watching, sponsors of Future Gas, all those people, all very helpful, very supportive, so I'm very thankful for that.
Great stuff. Brilliant to chat, Charlie. Very well done for this season, and hopefully we can talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
So great to chat to Charlie Devlin. And the final interview, maybe somebody that coming into tonight, we're expecting to interview because of a class win or an overall win, but a bit more to be told in terms of the story. William Johnson joins us in the commentary box. Whilst Gabriel Norse is your scholarship champion, unfortunately, he's unable to claim the scholarship prize as he is away on holiday. So between the Norse family and Ginetta, they have very kindly agreed to give, provisionally, maybe still some conversations to be had, but they have very kindly agreed to give the prize of the scholarship entry to second place in the scholarship class, which for this season is William Johnson. So Will, just talk us through it. What's that like? I mean, it's been a brilliant season, loads of battles, and what an amazing opportunity.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. That's great.
It's one of those where you've got to be there. You have to be in the position to do so. It doesn't happen very often, but it shows that just digging in and putting in that hard work throughout the season and winning those battles on circuit have come round to pay. And I mean, I know you will grasp the opportunity with both hands, but it shows just what a brilliant opportunity it was of jumping behind the wheel with perfect acceleration sim racing, and it could kickstart a very successful career for you. Talk us through that, not only this season but also potentially future inroads for motorsport as well.
It's been great racing with everyone here. They race very clean here. Protests done very cleanly and all that. Looking to do JSCC, I hear that's coming up. And karting someday.
Great stuff. Keeping yourself busy, it would seem, heading in towards the winter. But of course, all eyes later on this month as you will head towards Blyton Park and take part in that scholarship. But a massive well done, not only for tonight, but for the entirety of the season. And we wish you best of luck, not only for the Future Sim Racing Series, but also the Ginetta Scholarship. So yeah, great to chat, William, and hopefully we can talk to you again soon.
Yes, thank you so much.
So great to chat to William Johnson, who is your vice champion in the Ginetta eSeries of 2025 in the scholarship class, as you can see there, on 276 points, but as very kindly donated by Gabriel Norse and the Norse family. Surrounding conversations with Ginetta, they have agreed to move the scholarship prize down to William Johnson. Luke Armstrong, these are all provisional results, of course. Luke Armstrong finishes in third, ahead of Luca Erdos and Jacob Armour, just about manages to grab 5th place in the scholarship class. Charlie Devlin, we knew it coming into this evening, which are all comers champion. Alba Henriksen Bell and Nathan Williams are tied on points on 239 points. We know that on countback, Nathan has more wins, but there is still potentially the 5-second time penalty to take into account. So we will confirm the championship standings as soon as possible for you. Jake Critchley will finish in 4th place, and Jacob Ellis rounds out your top 5 in the all-comers class, you can see just a bit further down, Jonty Restrick and Sean Duffy tied on points. Callum Williams only a point back from there, following a 2-point deduction. So it shows those little mistakes in the early stages of a season can really come back to bite towards the latter stages. But it's been a brilliant, brilliant season, start to finish, within the two classes, the scholarship class and the all-comers class. Some brilliant prizes. Over 5 rounds, it seems like we've had 12 rounds worth of action, and that's where they were fighting for the free entry into the Ginetta Junior Scholarship, held in just a couple of weeks' time at Blyton Park, with Ginetta, the fully funded opportunity to race in the Ginetta Juniors in 2026. And the all-comers champion gets their hands on the Ginetta Factory Tour with the sim track session, which is the full surround simulator at the Ginetta factory. So some exciting days on the horizon, not only for those champions, but also for everyone here at Perfect Acceleration Sim Racing. Plenty of exciting things on the horizon. And of course, if you get the opportunity and you're in the area, head to the Perfect Acceleration Sim Racing Drive Hub. Get your hands on a cup of Per Cup coffee. Of course, a massive thank you to our sponsors, Per Cup Coffee, Road Tax Martin, Mongrip Monte Carlo, and of course 2F Media Productions. But from us all here at Perfect Acceleration Sim Racing, myself, Jack Werrell, Tom O'Farrell, who again has been hard at work as our broadcast director, Mick Sutton, the series organizer, and our race director and safety car driver for the first time this season. We didn't see him out on circuit, Peter Cornelius, for all the work he does in the background as well. It's been an absolute pleasure. We hope to see you all very, very soon, but we wish you the best. Bye-bye.
What?